Fala pessoal, de boa, continuando a nossa gameplay do Starfield. No último vídeo a gente terminou ali o sistema Alfa e agora vamos para Alfa Centauri, aonde a gente passa ali, né, pelo início do game, volta bastante na cidade da Nova Atlântida. Porém, dessa vez eu vou explorar um pouquinho ali outras áreas para só depois a gente ir para a cidade principal aqui desse sistema, tá? Que querendo ou não é a Nova Atlântida, né? Mas a gente já tem outras coisas para ir completando também. Então, primeiramente, eu vou ir neste planeta aqui, Gagarin, para fazer a sua exploração. Pelo jeito, vai ter fauna e flora também, atributos. Vamos dar uma olhadinha lá. Tem 2 entrepostos civil e uma cidade ali com o nome do planeta. Uma coisa bem interessante para nós. Claro que eu vou dar uma olhadinha, ver as interações, dar uma olhada também para procurar missões ali que a gente possa ter, ver um pouco da história, né, dessa cidade também, porque querendo ou não, além de explorar o planeta, a gente possivelmente vai ter, né, um passado dessa região aqui, certo? A gente tem ali, ó, o Astroporto Gagarin. Então, primeiramente eu vou para ele, temos água, chumbo, cloro, clorocilanos, tranquilo, um atributo, fauna, flora, de boa. Coisa simples para fazer aí. Bora pousar lá. Primeira coisa que eu vou fazer é dar uma caminhada aqui pela área. Vamos ver aí interações que possamos ter com os NPCs da região, conhecendo um pouquinho da história ali do passado da cidade. Dessa forma a gente vai progredindo aí com toda a exploração da área, beleza? Então, bora lá.
That construction is a dead industry, Chief Pretorius. Those jobs aren't coming back. But Reliant Medical, Arkmite, and Satori Mills are dedicated to Gagarin. We were just hoping Gagarin could show the same dedication in return.
I'm not closing off the city every time you want to run a tour group through here.
Our investor visits are the key to making Gagarin a place that works again. A place where people want to live again.
People are living here just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have security work to get back to.
You're not on my calendar. Is this Arkmite related? I'm on Gagarin to make money, not friends. My time is Arkmite's time, and Arkmite's time is very valuable. What gave it away? I was born in New Atlantis, but the business environment is so stuffy there. Centuries-old firms set in their ways. Gagarin is gritty, exciting, an opportunity for growth. And isn't that what business and life are all about? Oh, Chief Pretorius? She thinks Gagarin is just peachy being poor and run down. Has no vision. But Arkmite does. Thanks to our investment, the largest formerly shuttered mech plant in the city has been refurbished and is churning out some of the finest heavy equipment in the settled systems. And we're sharing that vision of a revived Gagarin with others. We've been bringing in investors, showing them all the potential of this place. We were only asking the chief to make sure the areas we'd planned to visit didn't have any malcontents running around. Unfortunately, some of the locals don't appreciate all we've done for the city. We expect they will. After all, what truer sign of respect is there than a high-paying salary? Arkmite? We're the galaxy's premier heavy equipment firm. Diggers, construction robotics, that sort of thing. And we're on Gagarin to take advantage of an opportunity. The city's old mech factories have been sitting dormant for years now. But they're open again thanks to us. We've automated the old assembly lines and brought plenty of money to the city in the process. It's a win-win for all involved. This has been lovely. Really.
Tell me you're here to just report a good old-fashioned crime? If I have to deal with one more corporate exec begging for special treatment, I'll eat my badge. You haven't heard? Gagarin's going to be the next New Atlantis, or so we've all been told. Centauri Mills, Arcmite, Reliant Medical, they all bought up and renovated derelict buildings here in the city in the past couple years. We needed their jobs, to be sure. Gagarin got hit hard after the mech plants were all shuttered when the colony war ended. But I'm not sure I've ever met a more entitled group than these executives. Treat the city like an amusement park, and all of us as the amusements. It's kept me and my people plenty busy, just not with actual policing. But I'm sorry, did you actually need to report something? Guess I'm off the hook then. But look, I'm Security Chief Pretorius. If you do have anything to report, you can speak to me or one of my officers. We're always around. We've had our issues. Some folks aren't thrilled about the corporations moving in, but the majority don't act on it. Those that do largely keep it civil. Protest, throw some paint, occasional crate wanders off, but we've managed to avoid any open conflict so far. It's really not a bad assignment. Well, I came here right after training, which was 10 years ago now. Gagarin was a lot rougher then. People were still reeling from all the plants getting shut down after the war, so there was a lot of petty theft, break-ins. I was responsible for putting together a pretty busy community outreach program. Worked out well enough that they eventually made me chief. Gagarin's not really that sort of burg. Most of the restaurants went belly up when the mech trade shut down. Only one left is Lizzie's, on the other side of town, though it does have a nice view of the square. There's also a little social club the local executive set up across from Lizzie's, but it's still pretty light on amenities. Now, if you're just looking to resupply, then you'll want Clint's. Another case of last business standing, but he's got a good selection. And for medical supplies, you'll want Dr. Keala. You can find both of them on the main concourse. Beyond that, we're just corporate offices and private homes. Just stay out of trouble.
I'm sorry, but if this isn't directly related to Reliant medical business, you should really schedule an appointment. Who knows? Drink themselves to death? I honestly haven't the slightest. I'm usually too busy trying to make something of this city. But if you aren't the seize the day type, you can wander over to Lizzie's. I haven't heard about any waves of blindness striking the city's residents, so the drinks can't be that bad. What's that like? Challenging. I work for Helena Strickland, one of the most driven executives in the industry. I tied him really, though she seems to forget it's not just her that's responsible for Reliant's successes around here. Though we've been having some courier troubles recently. I think there could be some credits in if you're interested. Speak to Helena. Gagarin is a city on the rise. Cheap facilities, an enthusiastic labor market. Arcmite and Centauri Mills are just learning what Reliant's known for years. Gagarin is the place to do business. I better get back to it.
You're not the usual courier. Please tell me you're his replacement, and that you're just here to pay me a long overdue visit on his behalf. What am I talking about? I'm talking about someone, anyone, handing over my exceedingly late delivery. Now, are you my courier's replacement or not? Are you now? Look, I'm expecting a very important package. Very important. What would you say to tracking it down for me? Quickly. I pay, and I pay well. Good. Let's get you on your way then.
Beleza, a gente acabou iniciando uma missão aqui dessa cidade mesmo. Achei uma coisa aí até que interessante. Então vamos prosseguir ali com a história dela até o momento.
Akachi Rosenblum, United Transport, Gagarin branch. Now, please. Akachi, it's Helena, over at Reliant Medical. Your courier never showed. I need his stops for the day. This is my I don't care voice, Akachi. Oh? And what's your firm's policy on losing our branch as a client? I thought so. Send it to my personal slate. Thank you, Akachi. Here, all the places our courier might have gotten waylaid. She mentioned a panel or something that you can plug his ID number into at each delivery point. They should tell you if he's been there recently. The ID's 8148. When you do finally track him down, you can tell him you'll be completing delivery. Now go get me my package. Please.
Beleza, a gente vai ter ali algumas marcações, né, no caso 4, para ir lá e interagir com o terminal. Tranquilo.
Courier 8148 detected. Error. You have already checked in at this drop-off location. Please resume standard route. Error. You have already checked in at this location. Please resume route. Check-in accepted. You are late, courier. Please complete delivery and proceed along your route.
Beleza, né? Então a gente chegou ali na última localização. Era uma porta para entrar e já deu para reparar que o cara foi morto por alguém, né? Por isso que a entrega não chegou lá. Tranquilo nessa parte aí. Bom, o corpo do cara tá aqui, o pacote tá ali, porém temos um último terminal.
Check-in accepted. Please continue along your route, courier.
Beleza, vamos pegar o item aqui e entregar pra mulher lá e ver se a missão vai continuar ou se ela acaba aqui também.
Back at last. Did you find the courier? And more importantly, my package? My God, dead. Well, I suppose that explains why my employee, Mr. Maximoff, disappeared so suddenly. And why the tracking beacon I installed on his ship was detected fleeing the planet. Here, your payment for finding the courier. It seems you've got some chops when it comes to investigation. What would you say to finding Mr. Maximoff for me? Seeing what he knows about where our data might have wandered off to. Mr. Maximoff was, and may still be, one of Reliant's most ambitious young executives. His business is Reliant's business. If he was to do something rash, like run off with Reliant's confidential and proprietary data, then it's our responsibility to know that. Hence the tracker. And why I'd appreciate your help in confirming if that's the case or not. Excellent. Mr. Maximoff, Bonifant, appears to have set down on another world here in Alpha Centauri, Hawley. Go there and see what he may know on the subject of our fallen courier and our missing data.
Beleza, pessoal, então a missão ela foi completada, Conexões Perdidas, tranquilo. E aí a gente já tem a continuação, que é Errou o Alvo, tá? Vamos ali, ó, para a lua de um planeta no mesmo sistema que a gente tá, certo? Eu não vou fazer a exploração da lua agora, certo? Eu vou apenas ali completar a missão diretão, depois a gente passa nela de novo ali e pega os recursos direitinho, tá? A missão, ela foi jogada em um entreposto que eu já fiz a exploração alguns vídeos atrás aqui no canal, tá? Por esse motivo eu nem vou mostrar a exploração inteira aqui desse entreposto de novo, porque ele é basicamente igual ao que eu fiz há uns dias atrás. Por esse motivo eu vou mostrar só as coisas interessantes mesmo que eu acabar encontrando no meio do caminho, tá? Porque, mano, mostrar 2 vezes a mesma coisa é foda. Mesmo que eu venha aqui através de uma missão, mano, é puxado, tá ligado? A gente prolonga muito o vídeo por uma coisa besta de repetição. Esse entreposto aqui é aquele que a gente entra numa localização ali e faz a exploração da área. Pra não falar que não veio nada, eu encontrei uma Grendel lendária e, mano, a gente explorou a área aí e encontrou o cara ali do resgate, tá? Tanto que até a história da área aqui era idêntica à localização que eu explorei lá de um outro entreposto também abandonada, tá? Tem esse detalhe aí, tanto que eu fui no vídeo conferir e realmente ela tinha até os mesmos códigos, pra você ter noção.
Thank God. Ugh. You know, I honestly didn't expect UC security to get here, so... Wait, you're not with security? Who are you? Helena? Oh, you're here to collect Reliance research data. Not me, aren't you? Of course you did. Look, I didn't take the data. Maldonado, the man responsible for killing the courier, stealing my ship, and dragging me here, he's got the data. He's looking to auction off our research and frame me for the theft. But that son of a bitch crossed the wrong man. What do you say we go get Reliance property back? You've got my word, it's the truth. I was just popping out to grab some coffee when someone stuck something in my neck. Next thing I know, I'm bound on my own ship, listening to Maldonado blabber about how he's planning to spend the money he'll be making off Reliance hard work. Which we're not going to let happen. He's about to learn what happens when you play with Bonifant Maximoff. Maldonado's quarters are towards the rear of the facility. Don't worry though, I'm sure you noticed he didn't exactly pay for Ecliptic's finest. No Ecliptic A-team would have missed a pistol on their only captive, for example. And I took several firearms courses before my transfer to Gagarin. This should be child's play.
What's the meaning of all this? I am not to be... Bonifant. So, Reliance sends along a merc of their own, then?
Shut it! Hand over the data, or I'll promise you'll regret it.
Wow, look at that fire. Junior executive, no more. The answer is no, Mr. Maximoff. This data's worth a lot of money to my potential buyers. Of course, it doesn't have to be just me that benefits. Now,
This will go better.
Reliance sent you, then you've had the pleasure of meeting Ms. Strickland. Lovely woman, don't you think? Well, I just want to let you know that you're playing for the wrong side here. Helena Strickland is a credit-pinching hag who won't pay you a fraction of what this data is actually worth in the right hands. I, however, understand the importance of appropriate compensation. I will pay you handsomely right now to turn around, get back in your ship, and inform Helena that our Bonifant here betrayed her. That he killed the courier, stole Reliance's precious data, but was then tragically killed during the handoff with Ecliptic. I'll even handle the killing part myself. What do you say?
Quiet! It's not gonna work! It's not, right?
Bom, nessa parte eu vou mostrar ali as diferenças de final da missão, porém cada uma tem suas consequências, tá?
Wait, you're not actually considering this, are you? Yes, maybe Helena's on the more frugal side of things. But did you not hear him? He's talking about killing me. All we want is that data.
Splendid. Your credits. I do love it when people are reasonable.
Have you completely lost your mind? I've just lost a lot of respect for you. A lot of respect.
What? No! I won't let you get away with this!
Aí praticamente a gente tem que trair o cara e eliminar ele ali. Dessa forma a gente volta lá na mulher pra finalizar a missão.
You're back. Without Mr. Maximoff. Is he all right? You didn't have to deal with him, did you? Maldonado has it. The data broker. That is a problem. I'll have to inform corporate immediately. As well as reach out to Mr. Maximoff's next of kin, of course. And here, it's less than you would have gotten if you'd done the job successfully, but perhaps it'll be enough for you to keep this all to yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of calls to make.
Beleza, já mostramos aí então as recompensas do final ruim. E agora vamos ali mostrar também o final bom, como que termina isso daqui, beleza?
We refuse to let you get away with this.
Well, I can't say I didn't try. But, I've got an auction to plan, so I guess I'll just have to get rid of you myself. Ta-ta.
Eu não vou mostrar o lado do Estelar porque, tipo assim, pra Sarah ela vai ficar indiferente e o cara só vai entregar o item ali e ele vai se ficar vivo. Praticamente, esse é o lado do Estelar, tá?
Look, this will go better if you talk to him. Last bad decision you're ever making. Now, I think he had the data on us. Wanna take a look?
Então é basicamente isso, né? A gente tem a versão ruim de trair ali o cara bom e ficar do lado do mal. A gente tem a versão boa, que é essa daqui, a gente elimina o cara, certo? E volta lá com os dados. E a versão do Estelar, que o cara só entrega o item pra você e, mano, acabou, tá ligado? Termina assim, todo mundo segue teu caminho e já era.
You're back. Without Mr. Maximoff. Is he all right? You didn't have to deal with him, did you? I mean, I presume not. But you mercenary types, you play by different rules than the rest of us. So, is Bonifant all right or not? Maldonado. I know that name. He's a renowned data broker. Black market. I'll have to let corporate know about his involvement. And that you managed to stop him. This was good work. Excellent work. Speaking of which, would you be so kind as to hand over the data? By reputation only, I assure you. We're not the only firm that's had research or client data simply wander off, then crop up in the hands of a criminal element. And that name cropped up in more than a few of them. So it does seem that you've spared us from becoming his next victim. And here you are. I included a little extra for all the added trouble you no doubt faced. You have reliance and my gratitude.
E o final bom dessa missão, ela dá mais dinheiro ali também, mano. Isso aí é uma coisa interessante pra até comentar, né? E vou procurar por mais interações aqui na cidade.
Welcome to Clint's. Whatever you need, I'm sure I've got it lying around somewhere. Except mech parts. Don't trade those anymore, so don't waste your time asking. Well, for one, it's illegal in UC space. Making mech platforms used to be Gagarin's bread and butter. So, since they were banned in the armistice, I get 1 to 2 folks a month asking what kind of relics I might have lying around. But I'm not about to risk a contraband fine at my age, so that's why I just lay it out up front. If you need anything, just follow the sound of falling inventory. You'll find me eventually. Gagarin. It was a military town until the end of the Colony War. Mechs were our specialty. Everyone always blabbers about Mars making the highest performance machines. But if you needed a system that wouldn't let you down in a pinch, you piloted a Gagarin. But that all dried up when the mechs were banned with the armistice. Now, we've got these new firms coming in. Arkmite, Centauri Mills, claim they're here to revitalize the city. Which is funny, since their employees refuse to step foot in most of it. Plenty more competition for stores like mine, that's for sure. UC had a lot more money to throw around in those days. During the war, I couldn't keep the shelves stocked. At first, because of all the demand. But later, because the Freestar Collective flotillas were so damn good at picking off UC merchant craft. But the biggest difference now? The quiet. Not just because most of the forges and mines shut down. It was the testing. Firms used to drive their prototype mechs out into the canyons, way beyond the city. But you could still hear the guns all the way from here. It was like, shoo, thunder. So when the thunder stopped, well, so did Gagarin in a way. Hard to not be nostalgic for a time when the city was in a better place. Though, knowing what we do now, with the costs of the war and all, probably better for everyone that Gagarin's moved on.
Another busy day in Gagarin Landing. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I've got a lot of shipments to process still, so let's cut to the chase. Are you here to claim a shipment in storage, or do you have some other shipping concern? Did one of my robots wander off again? Was it something else entirely? What do you expect? Robots never get tired. They don't need breaks. They can carry heavy loads. They're faster and more efficient in every way for this kind of work. And if I'm being honest, I prefer their company. When you've spent most of your life in space away from people, you learn to trust technology more than humanity. Well, it's owned by Unified Transport. We employ a mostly robotic staff. Fewer mistakes that way. We do short-term storage, long-term. I guess that's pretty much it. It's a warehouse. We do shipping. Enough said. You'd be surprised. Gagarin's had a bit of a resurgence lately as an industrial hub. It seems like every week we're storing and shipping more and more cargo. That reminds me, if this keeps up, we're going to need more robots. Auf Wiedersehen.
I'm Dr. Keala. Are you a new patient? If you're a UC citizen, I can look you up, get your benefits processed once we've done a workup. Oh, well, the UC subsidizes the costs of all services for its citizens. Healthcare and beyond. Hard part is, you've got to earn your citizenship first, doing some job for the UC for, X number of years. I got mine serving as a doctor in an at-need area, as they lovingly refer to Gagarin. Other folks, they've done it through scientific service, diplomatic posts. Heck, you could even go over and talk to Zenaida about joining the Vanguard. They'll get you your citizenship in no time flat, or so says Zenaida. Oh, well, hello right back at you. If you're ever in need of medical services, you just let me know. I like helping people. I grew up around here, so I already knew basically all of my patients from day one. My parents both worked the mines, and I saw how hard that can be on the body. Made me want to help folks around here. Don't be a stranger.
Welcome to the Vanguard Recruitment Office. Here to join the cause. If you've got a ship and the metal to help keep UC systems safe, the Vanguard has got a place for you. The Vanguard is the United Colonies volunteer fleet. Any pilot, UC or otherwise, is welcome to join up. You'll earn credits, and with time, your UC citizenship. Just have to complete an exam and a probationary mission, and you'll be out defending the Fringe in no time. Come back anytime.
Sure.
Looking for a drink? Don't serve anything fancy, so if you're about to ask for wine spritz or whatever, you can hop right back on your ship to New Atlantis. Not as a rule, no. Just the ones that come to Gagarin and want to change it. And those folks usually ask for disgusting, overly complicated drinks. You one of them? Feel free to see yourself out, Spritz.
Chronicles of the Mech Riders. It's a good title. You read it, right? Oh, and that's just the beginning. Action, adventure, heartbreak, humanity at its absolute most raw. Ever since I left the military, I've been thinking about writing chronicles. Interviewing other mech pilots about what it was like to experience the war strapped in, and what it's been like for us ex-pilots since mechs were banned. Deployed from 2309 till the fleet got themselves blown to bits 2 years later, and the UC waved the white flag. I was at the Battle of Mars when the Free Stars dropped in to try and blow our industrial output to smithereens. If you've ever visited Sidonia and noticed it's still in one piece, that's my unit's work.
I said, beer, please.
That's what I thought.
Well, in the bold future where the book's done and I don't have to track packages for a living anymore, I'll happily sign your copy. Now, what can I do for you? When folks lose a limb, some get ghost sensations. Feel like the limb's still there. Well, imagine that across your whole body. When you're strapped in long enough, you and your machine, you grow to understand each other. What the machine can take and keep going, and what the human can. We'd even sleep in our mechs so we could deploy faster. And since they were a hell of a lot more comfortable than the cots the UC issued, you spent your life cradled in the arms of a war machine. That's what it's like to pilot a mech, and that's what I want to write about. The armistice that ended the colony war put plenty of new laws into place, but the two big ones were no more xeno-weapons and no more mechs. You'll get into trouble for even having mech components on your ship on more settled worlds. So those of us that made our living piloting them were left without a purpose. Which is how I went from driving a 1500 horsepower battle frame to working in a shipping warehouse. Sailing across the settled systems, hunting down all these other pilots, it's not going to be cheap. That's why I'm living in scenic Gagarin and not, say, downtown New Atlantis. Every spare credit goes right into the book fund. Of course, I don't exactly mind living in the same town where my mech was built either. But once I've got enough, I'm gone.
Like you could use a drink.
I did it this
So
time,
long.
Lizzie. I think I'm just too busy today. Not as many as I should, given the contracts these miners are signing. Most of the time, I'm just here to remind folks they've got rights. A piece of paper can make you do a lot of things, but it can't break the law. I've always been passionate about environmental law, so coming here was a natural fit. Imagine having all these wild ideas about how you were going to end corporate malfeasance, and I couldn't even win one case. but you can only cry about it for so long. I told myself to suck it up and win the next one, and the one after that. It didn't matter how many tries it took, I'd just keep chiseling away at the whole justice system until I made a crack. That's right. And the one thing I've learned is there's no one case that'll solve everything. It's a process. I'll let you get back to it then.
Beleza, depois de ver ali as interações que a gente pelo menos tinha nessa cidade diferenciada ali, vamos dizer assim, porque o resto ali é entreposto civil, então a gente já sabe mais ou menos o que vai ter, aquelas missões que são repetitivas do próprio game para receber XP ali e por aí vai, né? Nada muito complexo, vamos dizer assim, a maioria das coisas vai ser genérica, né? E aí a gente foi, né, prosseguindo ali com a inspeção aqui do planeta. Não é um planeta tão fácil assim de inspecionar, tá? Porque ele tem bastante inimigo, então no início ali pode ser um pouco mais fácil pela quantidade de coisa que você vai encontrar no mapa, mas depois já começa a ser um pouquinho mais complicado, fora que este planeta ele também tem ali inimigos na água, tá? 2 inimigos na água, então já torna as coisas um pouco mais demorada do que o normal, tá? Eu levei aí um bom tempinho, pelo menos umas meia horinha aí pra conseguir fazer todo o inspecionamento do planeta aqui, mano. Beleza, né? Então, aí a gente manteve ali o progresso, né, mano? Muito bichinho diferenciado, outras formas de vida que a gente já viu em outros planetas ali também, né? Uma coisa aí até que interessante, coisa nova, bem legal. O detalhe ali, né, que a gente também tem aqueles bichos que voam, né, mano? E aí é um saco, tá ligado? Mais saco do que os inimigos que já ficam na água lá, que já é mó rolê pra tu conseguir mesmo escanear eles ali, já leva um tempinho, né, mano? Os do ar ali, pelo menos, que fica voando, cara, né? A parte boa é que pelo menos vem em grupo, mano. Porque eu vou te falar também, é um saco, viu? Querendo ou não, dá um trampo isso daqui. Aí tem hora que tu quer escanear, o bagulho não... Tipo, não escaneia, fica meio longe ali, ó. Puta, mó bosta. É mais fácil já pegar aqui e sair dando tiro em todo mundo que se exploda logo. Eu não tenho muita paciência, não. Tá ligado? Já começa desse jeito, já. Começou a encher o saco demais, mano. Nós já vai enfiando bala pra todo lado, não tô nem aí. Porque, pelo amor de Deus, mano, é uma bosta. E é essas coisinhas que, mano, acaba fazendo ali, né, demorar um pouco mais, tá? Mas não é todo o planeta também não, né? A gente já encontrou vários aí que não tem nada, então, né, mano? Não vou reclamar muito não, né? Vamos seguir em frente. E aí é aquilo, né? Conforme você vai avançando ali no inspecionamento do planeta, bom, vai ficando cada vez mais demorado pra encontrar as coisas e por aí vai levando mais tempo, né, mano? Tem esse detalhe também. Então, né, conforme tu vai avançando, vai chegando num ponto que começa a demorar muito. E aí é um bom momento pra tu pegar e, mano, muda de posição ali, certo? Pra dar uma renovada, dar um up na situação, porque às vezes fica difícil mesmo você manter ali na mesma localização. Então, ó, eu fui lá e desci ali no entreposto civil, né, pra gente ver se tinha mais alguma coisa. E aí, mano, ó, só virei já, mano. A gente já teve uma renovação aí na parte de inspecionamento, né? Então já deu uma facilitada, muita coisa juntinha ali, uma do lado da outra. Já aproveitei e falei, pô, já vai dar um puta de um adianto aqui, né? Pra gente já continuar o nosso progresso aqui também do planeta. Claro que a gente vai chegar no mesmo nível que tava a exploração lá, demorando pra encontrar as coisas, mas tipo... É sempre bom você dar uma mudadinha de posição, porque às vezes, mano, o bagulho começa a complicar demais. Aí, mano, você pensa que você tá levando muito tempo na hora de inspecionar, sendo que você poderia ter mudado de posição ali e já ia dar uma facilitada a mais aí a você continuar com o progresso, tá? Tem esse detalhe também. Então, mano, deu uma boa renovada aqui. quando eu vim pra essa área ajudou bastante, ó, apareceu mais desses inimigos grandes também, coisa que na primeira área lá tava demorando pra caramba pra aparecer. Aqui já começou a aparecer mais, entendeu? Então, pô, já deu uma ajuda do caramba. Eu acabei encontrando também ali, ó, o atributo do planeta, coisa que na primeira área eu não consegui encontrar, não apareceu, né? E olha que eu andei bastante. Aqui já foi mais de boa, né? Que já apareceu rapidinho pra mim completar ali. E aí é aquele esquema. Chegou num ponto que começou a demorar, mano. Vai lá, muda de novo de área ali pra dar aquela renovada e ver se a gente continua progredindo. Beleza, é aí aquele famoso padrão, né, mano? Começou a demorar demais ali a situação. Já falei, opa, vamos pro outro entreposto civil. E aí, ó, já a localização era num deserto. Então, né, já deu mais aquela segunda renovada ali na hora da gente, né, continuar na parte da inspeção aqui do planeta, né? Eu fui seguindo em frente, aí já apareceu um dos inimigos que faltava ali também, que é meio que uns escorpião aí, ó, da hora, mano. Com as caudas pra cima ali, fica o bagulho bem legalzinho. Mais uma forma de vida, né? Que eu não tinha encontrado nas outras áreas. E aí a gente, né, foi avançando ali também e completando a parte ali que estava em aberto, né? Em relação à fauna e flora. Então, mano, só seguindo em frente, porque querendo ou não, como eu já sei que vai ter inimigo no oceano lá, a gente vai terminar naquela área, né? Não tem muito o que fazer. Então eu fui prosseguindo ali, a gente acabou toda a flora, certo? E aí a gente acabou finalizando ali a fauna terrestre, tá? E agora eu fui procurar ali uma área pra gente, né, pousar a nave ali, ó, por causa do oceano, que tá 0%, então, irmão, né, vai ter que ir atrás, né? E possivelmente tem logo 2 bichos ainda, tá? No oceano. Então só pra mostrar pra vocês também uma coisa, tá, ó, a minha nave ali, ó, ela tá com a setinha pra cima, tá? E eu fui o inverso dela. E eu acabei encontrando o oceano, tá? Então, pelo menos pra mim, nessa parte aqui funcionou, né? Eu olhei aonde tava ali o bico da nave, tava pra cima, eu fui ao contrário do bico da nave e acabei encontrando o oceano ali, tá? Pra facilitar, porque às vezes, mano, é uma neblina que tu não enxerga, tipo, direito pra onde tá o oceano. Você não tem uma indicação, tá ligado? Pra facilitar. Então é mó pica às vezes, tá? E aí aquele famoso padrão, né? Fica ali dando umas puladinhas, usa um AMP aí pra dar uma melhorada ali na movimentação tua, né? Pela área, tá ligado? Usa bastante o pulo também pra facilitar bastante ali a hora de você encontrar os inimigos. E leva tempo, mano. Eu fiquei aí por volta de uns 7 a 8 minutos, mais ou menos, nessa área aqui, tá? Claro que pra vocês eu vou cortando, porque senão, puta merda, né? Eu deixar isso daí pra vocês ia ser osso, tá ligado? Ia dar mais de hora de vídeo, mano. E é só caminhada. Por isso eu dou aqueles cortes, porque o bagulho também vai ser meio aleatório. Pra mim ali, pô, beleza. Pode ter aparecido mais coisa junta e esse tipo de coisa. Mas pra vocês pode acabar aparecendo situações mais longe uma da outra. E aí fica complicado também, né? Não tem muito o que fazer nessa área aí. Tem que sair explorando mesmo, andando pra lá e pra cá. E é isso aí. E bom, esse planeta aqui então, a gente já viu um pouquinho da história dele ali, né? As interações com os NPC lá na cidade. Fizemos uma missãozinha também. Eu acabei não encontrando uma outra missão meio que exclusiva assim, né? Diferenciada, vamos dizer dessa forma. Nos entrepostos civil eu encontrei missões repetitivas, as que eu já mostrei aqui no canal. Não tem por que ficar mostrando uma segunda vez também, porque senão fica complicado. E acabamos aí a inspeção desse planeta. Se gostou, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Valeu, falou!